Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm your host, gamestradamus, and today we have some long overdue Bad Company 2. I told you guys I'd bring a lot more, and I was totally planning on it, but just got sidetracked doing some reviews for Elder Geek and dealing with that, and just a lot of other stuff that's come up in my life. But working with Elder Geek has so far paid off. I got a press pass to go to E3, which is big news. E3 is the largest gaming convention in the world, as far as I know, and it's close to my house here in LA. So that should be a fun experience to network, and I will definitely be bringing my camera along and doing some coverage on the event and stuff like that. So stay tuned for all that good stuff. Anyways, back to this lovely match at hand. Today we are playing a match of Rush on Erica Harbor, and I'm using the AN94 with the ACOG, which is definitely probably my most favorite of the rifles in terms of accuracy and range and damage. It does a lot of damage, but it only does a 2-round burst fire, so you just have to pump shoot it and just stay steady with it. But it's a nasty little gun, and I like to use it a lot on Rush, especially because I find myself getting in firefights from a distance, and it's fairly accurate. Other than this, I usually will go to the M416 or the M16 or the XM8 is also a nice little gun, and I always use it with the ACOG just to add a little distance. So it is always my recommendation to be using the ACOG scope at pretty much all times. I mean, I guess if you're playing squad deathmatch, there's a couple spots where a red dot would work, but the ACOG just adds more distance. I know the triangle aiming is a little frustrating if since it's not like a red dot or something a little more handy. And I have had people come to me like, oh, I can't shoot worth shit with the ACOG scope, so I'm not going to use it. My response is that, you probably can't shoot worth shit anyway. So no offense, but ACOG's where it's at. So I would definitely check it out, get used to it, because it is very skill based, and you'll just have an upper hand. So I just want to point out right here, this medic came and healed this guy, and he kind of saw either where I was shooting him from, or at least the area that I'm in. So, I had to reload right there. So if I'm going to pop back out, I'm going to take a couple shots and see if I can take one of them down, or if not, both of them. But if they start shooting at me like they did, I'll immediately back away. Always fall back and come at a different angle, like on the other side of the rock. Just throw them off guard. Another good thing to do in this game, which is happening right here, is this guy's marked behind a bush. I cannot see him. But I know he's there, and that I can probably shoot through the bush or through that flimsy wall on the other side and hit him. So that's just something you should keep in mind, because in most spots in this game that's happening, you can probably hit the guy. So just take a couple shots at him and see if you can get him. Always a good thing. That's why spotting is so handy. And hey, I actually do it in this game, guys. Anyway, so another thing to keep in mind, if you saw me take out that sniper back there, he's kind of popping up and down, and you'll notice sometimes that when I'm playing, I will just sit still for a second, and that's to kind of pick up movement that's going on around the map, because these are big maps, and a lot of people like to snipe or just kind of hide out in bushes, but they will make little movements, to try to like look around themselves. So if you can find good vantage points to kind of get a good view of certain areas, and just kind of wait a second, just scan the area real quick, just for a second or two, and hopefully you can spot guys that you normally might just run out and miss, and then they get you. But at the same time, you don't want to sit too still, just in case somebody saw you moving before that or whatever. Someone can snipe you. So there's always this thin balance between when to move and when not to move. And, This game's really all about patience and position because you can die so easy and things are destructible. So just things to keep in mind. Also, I wanted to point out, you'll kind of see me sitting here. When I'm playing Rush, especially attacking, I don't really like to just go and plant the bomb and move on. That just kind of gets old, and kind of, I don't know, kind of boring in a way. So for me, I like to string out the match as much as possible. I won't even attempt to try to capture any of the points until about, once we have about 25 lives left. Usually, hopefully within that time, we can capture both points. I might capture 1 point just in case, depending on how good the other team is. But this match has been pretty slow in the beginning, so you'll see me right here. I'm just sitting behind this rock, kind of picking people off, noticing where they are tending to spawn to, what people are spawning as, to see kind of how they're playing the map. Meanwhile, I'm just, sitting back, having a good time, popping some caps and some fools. Just trying to go for kills, I guess, essentially, at this point. It's never a good thing to just kind of run in at the bomb. I notice way too many times people attacking just kind of run in either by themselves or with one other person, or even if they sneak in and they arm the bomb. And if you're alone and you have no cover, you will never succeed in doing that because they'll just bomb whatever building you're in, or just take you out, and then that was just worthless. Then you spawn back, and it's not really a big help to your team. So what I like to do is just kind of sit back a ways that I'm pretty comfortable with, especially using this AN-94. It has very good range and accuracy, so I can kind of like snipe with it in a way. But I'll sit back and have a good vantage point and try to hold the line. That way my teammates can kind of spawn up and move up with me, because you're not really going to successfully capture a point in this game unless you have reinforcements or at least cover from a couple angles. Otherwise, they're just going to bum rush and try to disarm. So by holding the line and not just running in like a Yahoo, it really benefits the rest of your team to get into position themselves. And then you slowly creep up, and then capture a point. So that's just a good thing to keep in mind. Unfortunately, in this map, like I was saying before, it kind of started out really slow, so I kind of stopped paying attention to how many lives we had left until it was too late. So this is like our last little run for the glory of trying to capture this point. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. But this is also a good tactic for the third section when you're capturing B, is to come over here on this left side, because the team tends to spawn on the other side behind B. So if you can get a couple guys over here and a couple guys assaulting from the train, you can usually flank them in some way and get a good little vantage point. So this is kind of our last little like Yahoo hoorah to try to get this point, which unfortunately doesn't work. We have 1 life left. But anyway, things to keep in mind. Sorry I haven't had more Battlefield. I've actually been kind of saving some footage to put together a kind of a special series on Battlefield that's kind of a more concise graphical layout and pointing out some key tips and little gameplay snippets. So anyway, stay tuned for that. Hopefully I'll get that done next week. And I hope you guys enjoyed this lovely little match. Unfortunately, I only got to play half of it. Otherwise, I might have gone for 100. That's my next goal, is try to get 100 in Rush. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, subscribe and rate, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Subscribe now for instant gratification.